What really happened to the missing Malaysian Flight 370? It's one of aviation's greatest mysteries that still boggles the mind even today. Picture this. The year is 2014, a normal day, just like any other, until Malaysian Flight 370 suddenly vanishes into thin air. The aircraft in question, a Boeing 777, was on a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to Beijing, China. On board were 239 souls, each with their own stories, dreams, and destinies. Yet, in the blink of an eye, they all disappeared, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a world in shock. The initial reaction to the news was one of utter disbelief. How could a modern airliner equipped with state-of-the-art technology just disappear? Confusion ensued as the hours turned into days and then weeks. Air traffic controllers, aviation experts, and investigators were left scratching their heads as they grappled with a puzzle that seemed to defy all logic. In the immediate aftermath, the world watched in anticipation as authorities scrambled to piece together the jigsaw. Theories were proposed, dismissed, and revised. The international community joined hands in one of the largest search and rescue operations in history, in a race against time to locate the missing aircraft. Despite the tremendous efforts, the fate of Malaysian Flight 370 remained shrouded in mystery. With each passing day, the hopes of finding the aircraft and its passengers dwindled, and the chilling reality began to set in. Malaysian Flight 370 had vanished without a trace. The disappearance of Malaysian Flight 370 is more than just a missing plane. It's a human tragedy, a technological puzzle, and a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of life. It's a story that has gripped the world, prompting a collective gasp of disbelief from every corner of the globe. This unsolved mystery has sparked many theories, some plausible, others outlandish. But what is the truth behind the disappearance of Malaysian Flight 370? In the coming scenes, we'll delve deeper into the timeline of events, the search operation, the numerous theories, and the aftermath of this unsettling mystery. Stay tuned. Now, let's delve into the chronological events. On the fateful day of March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport, bound for Beijing. The Boeing 777 was in the capable hands of Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 flight hours under his belt, and First Officer Fariq Abdul Hamid, who had just under 3,000 hours of flight experience. The night was clear, with no adverse weather conditions that could potentially hinder the flight. As the plane ascended into the starlit night, everything seemed to be business as usual. The passengers settled into their seats, the cabin crew prepared for their in-flight duties, and the pilots communicated with the air traffic control, the routine humdrum of a long-haul flight. At 1:19 a.m., less than an hour after takeoff, the pilots relayed their last message to air traffic control. "Good night, Malaysian 370, were the calm, unassuming words spoken. Little did anyone know, these would be the last words heard from the plane. Just a few minutes later, at 1:21 a.m., the aircraft's transponder, which communicates with ground radar, ceased to function. The plane was now a ghost, invisible to radar systems. It was as if it had simply blinked out of existence. In the control tower, puzzlement turned into worry, and worry into fear. Attempts were made to contact the plane, but all in vain. The plane, along with its 239 passengers and crew, had vanished into thin air. As the minutes ticked by, the eerie silence from MH370 continued. The plane, which should have been a blip on the radar screen, was nowhere to be found. It was as if a phantom plane was flying through the night, leaving no trace of its path. The last known communication with the aircraft was a handshake, an automated hourly signal to a satellite, at 2:03 a.m. After that, nothing. The plane had completely disappeared from all tracking systems. And just like that, the plane vanished, leaving no trace behind. In the wake of the disappearance, an unprecedented international search operation was launched. The magnitude of this operation was indeed colossal. It wasn't just a single country's effort, it was a global endeavor. The world came together, pooling resources, expertise, and manpower. At the forefront we had Malaysia, the home of the missing flight, followed closely by Australia, China, and the United States. These countries spearheaded the search operation, contributing their best aircraft, ships, and satellite technology. But they were not alone. Over 24 countries, from New Zealand to Japan, from India to France, all lent their helping hand in this desperate search. The methods used in the search were as diverse as the nations involved. Satellites scoured the vast expanses of ocean from space, while aircraft and ships combed the sea's surface. Submarines and underwater drones plunged into the depths, scanning the seabed with sonar technology. It was a testament to human ingenuity and our determination to uncover the truth. However, the search operation was not without its challenges. The suspected crash site was in one of the most remote and treacherous parts of the world, the southern Indian Ocean. Here, the weather is unpredictable, the seas are rough, and the underwater terrain is a complex patchwork of mountains, valleys, and plateaus. This made the search operation not only difficult, but also dangerous. False leads and disappointments were also a part of this journey. Satellites would spot debris floating on the water's surface, raising hopes, only to have them dashed when further investigation revealed them to be unrelated to the missing flight. Underwater signals, initially thought to be from the plane's black boxes, turned out to be from other sources. Each false lead was a gut punch, a stark reminder of the enormity of the task at hand. The search operation continued for years, with teams scouring over 7,720 square miles or 20,000 square kilometers of ocean floor, making it the most extensive and expensive in aviation history. But despite all the efforts, all the resources spent, and the tireless work of those involved, much of the plane was never found. This is a sobering reminder of the limits of our technology, the vastness of our world, and the enduring mystery of Flight 370. As the search drew on with no results, theories about what happened began to circulate. As the quest for answers continued without yielding any concrete results, the world was left to speculate on the fate of the missing Malaysian Flight 370. An array of theories from the plausible to the outright bizarre began to emerge, each attempting to fill the void left by the absence of definitive information. Let's start with the technical failure theory. Some experts suggested that the plane might have suffered a catastrophic mechanical failure, forcing it to plummet into the ocean. This could include a sudden decompression, engine failure, or a fire on board. However, modern aircraft are designed with multiple redundancies to prevent such situations. In the case of Flight 370, there were no distress signals or communication indicating any such problem, making this theory less likely. Next, we have the theory of a terrorist hijacking. In the immediate aftermath of the flight's disappearance, this seemed a plausible explanation. There were reports of 2 passengers traveling on stolen passports, which raised suspicions. However, subsequent investigations revealed that these individuals were asylum seekers with no links to terrorist organizations. Moreover, no group claimed responsibility for the incident, which is typically a hallmark of terrorist activities. Another theory that gained traction was pilot suicide. This theory suggests that the plane's pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, deliberately crashed the plane into the ocean. This theory is based on the fact that the flight's sudden deviation from its planned route could only have been manually executed. Additionally, the flight's transponder was turned off, which could only be done from inside the cockpit. Despite these circumstantial pieces of evidence, there's no definitive proof to support this theory. Captain Shah was an experienced pilot with no known history of mental health issues, and his family and friends vehemently deny the possibility of him committing such an act. There were also more outlandish theories, such as alien abduction or the plane being sucked into a black hole. While these theories may ignite the imagination, they lack any scientific basis and are generally dismissed by experts. Lastly, we have the theory that the plane was shot down, either intentionally or accidentally, by a military entity. This theory emerged due to the flight's disappearance in a geopolitically sensitive region. However, no evidence has been found to support this claim, and no country has admitted to such an act. These are just a handful of the numerous theories that have attempted to explain the mysterious disappearance of Malaysian Flight 370. Each theory, as intriguing as it may be, lacks the concrete evidence to be deemed as truth. The search for answers continues, and perhaps one day, we'll finally uncover the terrifying truth behind the vanishing of Flight 370. The disappearance of Flight 370 had profound effects, both on the aviation industry and on the families of those aboard. The mystery of the missing plane sent shockwaves through the aviation world, ushering in a new era of stringent tracking regulations. Prior to the disappearance, it was unthinkable that a commercial airliner could simply vanish without a trace. But the reality of Flight 370 forced the industry to re-evaluate its safety measures and protocols. As a result, the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, mandated that all aircraft report their position every 15 minutes when in oceanic or remote areas. This was a significant change from the previous norm, which did not require regular reporting. The ICAO also introduced a requirement for aircraft to carry tracking devices that can transmit their location during distress situations. These changes were made in an effort to prevent any future aircraft from disappearing off the face of the Earth, as Flight 370 had done. On a more personal level, the disappearance of Flight 370 had a devastating impact on the families and loved ones of those aboard. They were plunged into a world of uncertainty and grief, their lives forever marked by the tragedy. Many found solace in support groups where they could share their stories and emotions with others who understood their pain. Some became advocates for aviation safety, channeling their grief into efforts to prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. Yet, despite the pain and the loss, there were also remarkable stories of resilience and hope. Families held on to the belief that their loved ones might still be out there, somewhere, waiting to be found. This enduring hope, in the face of overwhelming odds, is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. The disappearance of Flight 370 is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope. Debris from Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which is believed to be from the missing aircraft, was first discovered in July 2015. The wreckage was found on the shores of Reunion, an island in the western Indian Ocean. Subsequent discoveries of additional debris, including parts of the aircraft's wing, have been made along the coasts of other Indian Ocean islands and African countries. Despite these findings, the main wreckage of the aircraft has not been located, and the search continues for further evidence and answers about the plane's disappearance. The latest efforts are more advanced than ever, harnessing cutting-edge technology to probe deeper into the unknown. Yet, the absence of definitive answers only amplifies the intrigue. The unknown fate of Flight 370 has become a symbol of the vast, unexplored depths of our world. It reminds us that, despite our technological prowess, there are still mysteries that remain beyond our grasp, but with every passing day, we inch closer to the truth. The relentless pursuit for answers is fueled by a collective desire to bring closure to this perplexing saga. Despite the initial recovery of debris, more questions remain about the fate of the doomed airliner. As technology advances and our understanding of the world deepens, we may yet find the answers that we seek. The resolution of the Flight 370 mystery could well be on the horizon. But until that day comes, we are left to ponder and theorize. Until the day comes when we have definitive answers, the disappearance of Malaysian Flight 370 will remain one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. Thank you for watching Time Pilgrimage. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment for more exciting content on our channel.